Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we are making a birthday cake for a 2-year-old. We are friends with her father, and he asked us if we wouldn't mind making his daughter's birthday cake. And what they would like is a strawberry cake with pink buttercream that is piped around the cake to look like fur with a little cat face on the front and little ears on the top. So it's meant to look like a pink cat. So let's get started.
I start out the day before I make the cake by making the cat ears. I make these out of a 50-50 mixture of gum paste and fondant. Mine is slowly drying out, so this will be the last time I can use this particular mixture. I roll it out and cut out triangles about the same size. Round down the corners and wrap them around my fondant rolling pin to dry overnight. Our friend originally asked if there was an alternative to using buttercream on the cake, so that immediately told me that he's not a fan of American buttercream. So I made a batch of Swiss meringue buttercream for this cake minus the vanilla. Instead, I added a total of 4 teaspoons of strawberry flavoring. And a good amount of pink food coloring. And here's the strawberry pink buttercream. I stick the cake down to the board with a bit of buttercream. Then I place my strawberry cake on top. Then I fill the cake with strawberry buttercream and place the second layer on top. This cake is really delicious, by the way. I can highly recommend it. Then I crumb coat the cake with pink strawberry buttercream and put it in the fridge half an hour to set up completely. This will be the only coat of buttercream since I know I will be covering the frosting with piped buttercream, so I get the frosting as smooth as I can. Then I clean up the cake board with a dry paper towel this time. Damp works better. While the cake is chilling, I prepare the cat face with fondant. I start out making the cat's pink little nose. I cut out a small triangle of pink fondant, round the corners, and make a few dents in the side with the back of the knife. Then using my pink fondant again, I freehand a few pointed circle shapes to make the cat's eyes. I debated what color to use for the eyes, but I was worried that yellow, green, or orange would clash with the pink buttercream, so I decided to stick to pink for the eyes. I lay them down with the corners tilted up. Then I use some black fondant to make the pupils. Cats' pupils don't narrow to a point like people's do, they narrow to a slit. So I made fat-ish slits to form the pupil. I had to trim them several times to make them small enough. I originally was going to roll a snake of black fondant, but I wasn't happy with how uneven it was, so I decided to use my clay extruder instead. I extrude a handful of black lines. I surround the eyes with a black line to make it more visible, so the pink eyes don't blend into the pink buttercream. I use edible glue to stick them down. Then I set the eyes aside and roll out some white fondant to make the cat's cheeks. I use the back of a piping tip to cut out a couple circles and then roll it out again to make it a bit less of a perfect circle and more natural looking. To make the whiskers, I line up the extruded black fondant and trim them all the same length. As I placed them on my face, though, I noticed that the whiskers were too long, so I trimmed them down. Finally, I added a few dents with the handle of a paintbrush. Now back to the cake. This piping technique is super easy. It's just a simple squeeze and release with a medium star tip. I covered the cake with these stars, starting out with lines around the sides. Then I had to refill my piping bag with buttercream to do the top. If you like what we do here, consider hitting that subscribe button for a new cake video every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central European Time, plus regular bonus videos with recipes and baking basics. When I finish the piping, I choose my favorite side and place the ears on the top. I pipe more buttercream stars along the sides of the ears. And cover the back of the ears with them as well. Then I carefully press my cat face into the side of the cake. And we're done! I love how simple this cake is. It really isn't difficult at all, but looks like we spent hours making it. It's perfect for a child's birthday or for the cat lover in your life. And strawberry cake is definitely a new go-to recipe.